It appears that the political crisis in Edo State is far from over, as the House of Assembly today served an impeachment notice on the Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu. The lawmakers accused Mr. Shaibu of perjury and leaking state secrets. The House Majority Leader, Charity Aiguobarueghian, who announced the impeachment notice during plenary, said the petition dated the 5th of March was signed by 21 out of 24 members of the House against the Deputy Governor.
This morning, I presented to Mr. Speaker a notice brought pursuant to Section 188, Sub 1 and 2A of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the effect that the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, show cause why he will not be impeached as the Deputy Governor of the state. The House, 21 members of the House signed the petition.
In this next report, TVC News correspondent Ayodele Ozugbako examines the recent developments in Edo State.
The rift between the Edo State Governor, Obaseki, and his deputy, Philip Shaibu, seems to be growing wider by the day. The disagreement, which stemmed from the ambition of Shaibu to succeed his principal, has continued to fester. Keen political watchers describe the drama and intense politicking over the rift between the first two citizens of the state as disturbing. The duo hitherto enjoyed a cordial working relationship as they did things together and acted like blood brothers. They even fought a former governor of the state, Adams Oshomole, together, with Shaibu taking the leading role in the battle. They accused Oshomole of playing godfather, which the former governor vowed to erase from the political space of the state.
I didn't join because I wanted to win an election, or did I join because I wanted to join? I joined because the governor was being oppressed.
In the face of the crisis, Governor Obaseki at various fora said he had nothing against Shaibu's ambition, while the deputy governor once apologized for the wrong moves he made.
If you want to run for the office of governor, there's nothing wrong. I mean, it's your constitutional right to run for the office if you want to.
But it appears that the chaos generated by the rift is not abating. Trouble started when Shaibu was accused of abandoning the inauguration of commissioners in Benin in 2023 for that of the National Assembly, where he met and fraternized with Oshomole, who was not in good terms with Governor Obaseki. Shaibu incurred the wrath of his boss when he made public his intention to succeed him as governor.
I have not moved to anywhere. Nobody has given me letter to move to anywhere. Nobody has given me letter. So if governor say I have moved, I have not moved.
At a meeting, Governor Obaseki was said to have told his close allies of his desire to take the governorship seat to Edo Central, which favors a banker, Asu Igodalo.
Raise your cards up, please.
With the outcome of the last governorship primary election of the People's Democratic Party in the states, the battle line seems to have been drawn. The deputy governor claimed that he won the exercise after conducting a parallel primary, while Igodalo won, conducted by the faction loyal to the governor. Lawmakers from the National Assembly from Edo State reacted.
If the deputy governor, has done anything and is found wanting, it's okay, for the House of Assembly to carry out their functions. But from what we are hearing, that the state executive, governor, has a role to play in this, I think is very shameful.
Advice to him is that he should prepare himself to go and answer to whatever allegations or queries the House have put up. So what has happened is not completely out of place. And if you ask me as a person, I don't think that the person of the deputy governor had actually conducted himself in very recent time, in a manner that befits that office of a deputy governor.
With 21 out of 24 members of the State House of Assembly signing impeachment notice against Shaibu, the political crisis rocking the states might be far from over. Ayodele Ozugbako, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's bring in our senior political correspondent, Ayodele Ozugbako. to speak more on this. He joins us from Abuja studio. Ayo, there have been talk about impeachment before the primaries. You remember that even the deputy governor had gone to court to try and stop the move. So as you watch all that is playing out in Edo State, what would you say could have led to this new move?
This is a fallout of the primaries of the People's Democratic Party that was held and produced Atu Ighodalo as the standard flag bearer for the People's Democratic Party on the faction of Governor Obaseki. And if you remember that the Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, also claimed to have had his own parallel primary election, and that produced him, and the next day he went to the National Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party to claim victory. So, going by what we've seen, it's the political problem between the governor and his deputy is there's no sights ahead for the resolution, because the House of Assembly today relied on their popular Section 188, which talked about gross misconduct. In their own opinion, when I was going through that part of the Constitution, he said, whatever is in the opinion of the House of Assembly, that means anything can be, labeled against you for you to, to go. But it's not yet over for Philip Shaibu. He has option. He could actually go to courts. We've seen what happened in Edo State between former late Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and Orimisan Ayedatiwa, the governor there now, and he actually went to court to stop the lawmakers from, proceeding with the impeachment proceedings. But I can tell you, if it's all left to the Edo State House of Assembly, with the number and everything we've seen, it's a done deal on the part of the governor that Philip Shaibu might be impeached as the governor before the end of his tenure.
But you mentioned Edo State, and it was quite interesting you mentioned that. We saw how quickly the APC at the national level and even the president quickly waded into that matter. Why do you think we have not seen the PDP, get involved in what's been going on in Edo State? Many would say for the better part of the second term of Governor Obaseki's administration.
I don't think the opposition party, I don't think they've recovered from the loss of the 2023 election in terms of party structure, in terms of speaking with one voice, in terms of, being able to, rein in their members. Because from what I've seen, it's like a party that it's a party that is fragmented, that after that election, they've not been able to come together as one to be able to speak. And we're looking at a lot of other stakeholders in Edo State. They've reached out to Governor Obaseki, and Governor Obaseki actually gave the terms and conditions for the settlement for this dispute. Don't forget that this dispute has been there for over a year. Don't forget that in 2024 budgets, that as at 2023, 19 billion naira was budgeted for the office of the deputy governor. In 2024, you just had a paltry 248 million naira budgeted for that same office. And a lot of people they've been asking that, what went wrong? At a point in time, the deputy governor was asked to leave the residence of the deputy governor, and it was relocated. So the governor said, my problem with you is that you went to court to go and stall an impeachment that never existed. So the deputy governor went to go and withdraw the impeachment process, went to go and withdraw the court process against his own impeachment before the primaries, for the governor to turn back 360 after the primaries. And they are saying that the deputy governor has divulged government secrets. When we are talking about gross misconduct, it could be anything. It's an exercise far from fair. But what I'm telling you, this is not in the interest of anybody in Edo State or the common man in Edo State. It's just a kind of ego contest between the governor and his deputy.
Ayo, the deputy governor has been embattled for a while. You've mentioned the numbers is 21 to 24. What are his chances? He's been to court before. We know that is also available. But in general, what are the chances of the deputy governor? Will he survive this?
Now, he has been given 7 days. Don't forget that there's a process. This process is not just something that will come into, that will be left to the whims and caprices of the House of Assembly alone. Now, the next stage is that after the ultimatum has been given to reply, the Chief Judge of Edo State will constitute a panel. That panel is very, very important. Whatever the Chief Judge of Edo State says, if they are going to absolve him, or they don't deem it fit to consider this panel, or if Philip Shaibu will go to court to stall this entire process, that is what we are meant to see days ahead. But it's still a long process before you can get Philip's Shaibu out of Osadebe House.
I guess it's safe to say that these are interesting times in Edo State when you also put that side by side the election. Thank you so much for that analysis there, our senior political correspondent Ayodele Osugbakun.